thinking about how much you've come from, what are those emotions and what's the outlook moving forward?
That's when I'm thinking about the old times. This is what it motivates me, because I don't want to go back. I don't want to go back. I had my ups and downs. Look, I struggle a lot to be here today. So I'm going to give my 100% because I don't want to go back. I want to go, sky's the limit, and for me, because it was my dream, that's the reason I came in US. That's a big thing for me. I made it, I made it. So, yeah.
Well, congrats on making that dream a reality.
Thank you.
Here's what I wrote down for you. Direct, focused, and waste no time. Seems like this is your superpower.
It is.
Is it what we're going to look forward to moving forward in future fights with you?
Yeah, I'm very focused, and I believe in myself, and I know I have skills, and I know I'm gonna be a problem in the UFC in the bantamweight division. And because I started from the bottom, and to be here today, I've been like, my God, I struggle a lot. I don't want to remember, all right? So because I'm very focused, I'm very motivated because of my team. Because now my whole gym is in the UFC now. So we're going to have more people to come in the UFC. So I'm going to be a problem man in the UFC.
I'm looking forward to it, and congratulations.
Thank you so much. Thank you.
Mad about something. Someone got Dalvin Cook. I'm still bad.
Yeah, at least you didn't draft Breece Hall.
Congratulations. How does this feel?
Parabéns. Como é que é o sentimento?
Caramba, a ficha ainda está caindo aos poucos, mas eu estou muito feliz mesmo, realizada.
It's still dawning on me yet. Not yet, but I'm very happy, just to feel very accomplished.
At what point do you think it's going to set in? Is it when you're going to be, home tonight or maybe back home in a couple weeks? What will it take for you for it to click? I'm in the UFC.
Em que ponto que você acha que a ficha vai cair? Vai ser agora, voltando pro hotel, em casa, agora no hotel, quando voltar pro Brasil? Em que ponto que você acha que vai fazer aquele clique, vai dizer, pô, tô no UFC?
Eu acho que quando eu chegar no hotel, que tomar um banho, que a adrenalina baixar, eu acho que aí sim eu vou, realmente a ficha vai cair, eu vou chorar demais.
I think when I get to the hotel, take a shower, just kind of relax, and I think that's when I'm going to cry out, a lot and realize that's going to be so good.
And when do you start looking at the roster and see who you want to fight next? Is that going to be tonight too?
E quando que você vai começar já a olhar nos nomes na divisão para contra quem você quer lutar? Já vai ser hoje à noite também?
Eu já venho olhando há um tempo. Eu já venho olhando, já conheço a divisão de 5-2, de 5-7. E a gente já tem uma agendinha ali com os nomes pretendidos. E São Paulo. Queria pedir aí a Dana, a Mickey, me bota para estrear em São Paulo, no card do meu amigo ali, parceiro malhadinho. Eu sou fã demais desse cara. E eu quero começar a estrear no UFC nesse evento, se possível, por favor.
I have been looking at the names. I've been looking at the names. I've studied the division, not just strawweight, but also flyweight. Looking at the names, and yeah, I have a little notepad there with some names. And actually, São Paulo, obviously, São Paulo. Dana put me to fight in São Paulo. I really want to fight with that guy over there, my training partner, Jailton Almeida Malhadinho, who I admire so much. I love that man, and I would love to fight with him.
Do you have a name on the top of that list that you're willing to say, or are you going to keep that a secret for now?
E os nomes da agendinha? Você pode revelar ou vai deixar segredo? Diário?
Vou deixar de segredo diário, surpresinha.
I'll leave it as a secret. Let's call it a diary. It's a surprise.
Dana White said that he doesn't consider you a prospect. He considers that you can just go right in and fight anybody. How did that make you feel?
O Dana usou especificamente a palavra que você não é considerado uma contender. Ele não falou que você é um prospecto. Ele já considera você uma pessoa que ele pode botar para lutar na divisão. Como é que você se sente em relação a isso?
Caramba, eu estava muito curiosa para saber o que ele ia falar sobre mim. Eu pensei em várias frases, vários textos dele poder falar sobre mim, mas o que ele falou me surpreendeu muito. E eu estou muito feliz. E queria agradecer pelo uísque também. Obrigada, Dana.
I thought so many times of all the things that he could say. I was just imagining all the things that he could say about me. And it was amazing, actually, what he said. I was just so happy. I couldn't be happier. And thank you for the whiskey as well. It was handed to her by one Jailton Almeida Malhadinha, who got one last year.
Can you tell me what he means to you? What kind of advice he's given you? How he's changed your life?
Você pode contar pra gente o que ele significa para você? Que conselhos que ele te deu? Que significado ele tem na tua vida?
Eu sou fã demais desse cara, velho. Eu sou fã da humildade dele, do trabalho dele. Ele lá é exemplo para todos na academia e todos nós queremos seguir o caminho dele. E aí tá dando certo, a gente está aqui, está seguindo. E ele é muito parceiro, muito companheiro, é família. É um irmão para mim, velho. Tá aqui comigo, não tinha nem necessidade de estar e veio. É forte isso aqui.
I'm his fan. I admire. I just love his humility, his work ethic. I just love what he's doing right now. It's someone that's everyone admires him in the gym. He's a brother to me. He's always around. We just love what he's doing, and everyone in the gym loves him. He didn't need to be here, and he's here right now. I love this guy.
Well, when you won, I noticed that he was cheering so much he almost flipped over the side of the railing. I don't know if you noticed that.
Não sei se você sabe, mas quando você ganhou, ele estava torcendo tanto que ele quase virou para trás da grade. Ele quase deu uma pirueta para trás, quase caiu. Um mortal. Você sabia disso?
Sabia não.
Ele é grande, ele estava lá no andar de cima. He's big and he was up there. So, yeah. She didn't know.
So when do you want to get it? I know you said Sao Paulo. If they offered you something before that, would you fight before that?
Bem, você falou que você quer lutar em São Paulo. Se oferecerem uma coisa antes, você luta antes?
Eu lutaria, mas eu prefiro São Paulo. Eu quero estrear em São Paulo, quero estrear no meu país e no card do meu parceiro, que é muito importante para mim.
Of course, I would love to fight, but I prefer to actually fight in São Paulo. It's my country. I really want to fight next to him. He's my boy.
Só para deixar um recado aqui para Dana White, para Mickey, né? Eu nunca pedi nada do UFC. Quero fazer esse pedido aqui para os dois. Quero agradecer pela oportunidade que deu para Eduarda, né? Deu para Amaro Piazon. E tem mais gente ainda para chegar, né? Lá do Galpão da Luta. E eu quero fazer só mais um pedido. Dana, por favor, coloque a Eduarda no UFC São Paulo junto comigo. Ela merece, ela mostrou que merece. É uma menina dedicada, então dê essa oportunidade para ela, por favor. Só esse pedido que eu peço para você. Obrigado.
I never asked anything of the UFC. I thank him for the opportunity he gave to her, to myself, to Marlon Piazon as well, is coming up. So many great people in Galpão da Luta, the fight shed back at home. Put this girl, she's so dedicated. Look at the work ethic. I really want her to fight in São Paulo. I never asked for anything. It would be amazing for her to fight in São Paulo November the 4th.
Parabéns. I know you just said what Jalton means to you as a brother and as a teammate, but what's it like following his footsteps? Because he came through the Contender Series once as well.
Eu sei, parabéns, antes de tudo. Eu sei que você falou o quanto ele significa para você como irmão, como parceiro de treino e tudo mais, mas também a trajetória dele, o fato que ele veio pelo Contender, ele fez a mesma coisa. Então, como é que você vê isso? Você seguiu esses passos?
Como eu falei, né? Ele é exemplo lá para todos nós e a gente tenta seguir os passos dele realmente. Eu até falei para ele que quando a entrada dele, quando eu entrei na porta, eu lembrei dele, da entrada dele. E isso não tem nem como explicar. Eu sou fã dele demais e é o que a gente faz quando a gente é fã, né? A gente tenta seguir os mesmos passos, não só aqui, como também nos treinos, na dedicação, na humildade. Que esse cara é humilde demais. Então é isso.
I've said I'm a fan of just of what he is and what he means, the humility and the work ethic. I said he's an example to every single one of us in the gym. Even when everybody follows, and that's what you do. You follow in the footsteps. Even when I was walking out, I was telling him, he reminded me of his walkout and how it was. It's very hard to describe what goes through your head. That's what you do when you love someone, you admire someone. You want to follow the footsteps. We love this guy.
And after a performance like that, what is the message you have for all the rest of the strawweights watching your performance?
E com desempenho como esse, qual que é a mensagem que você tem para mandar uma de cada vez para a categoria peso palha nesse momento?
Que eu estou chegando e eu cheguei para ficar. E eu cheguei para mostrar que eu sou um animal diferente. Fiquem ligados aí.
That I'm here to stay, and then I'm a different kind of beast. Just stay tuned.
Congratulations. Hopefully they place you in the Sao Paulo card.
Parabéns e tomara que seja em São Paulo.
Thank you.
There's something that you shared a while back ago, and this is what you wrote on Instagram. I give others the right to be themselves. I give myself a duty to be better every day. What would you like to say to those who are scared to be themselves and who would like to strive to be successful like you?
Você colocou no Instagram recentemente um post em que você fala: eu dou a todos o direito de ser quem eles são e dou a mim, não sei se eu falo em português, mas a mim mesmo eu dou o dever de ser a melhor pessoa que eu posso ser. Se não me engano foi isso. O que você diria para as pessoas que gostariam para que elas sejam elas mesmas e que também se dão o dever de sempre serem as melhores pessoas possíveis?
Ter sempre humildade e pés no chão e não desistir. Não desistir. O caminho não é fácil para ninguém, mas é por isso que é legal, por isso que é incrível. A gente passa pelos obstáculos, aprende e chega onde quer chegar. É só querer, só ter fé, muita fé em Deus e não desistir.
Have humility, stay with your feet on the ground, and stay there because it's a hard path, and it is not easy for anyone. But you have to have faith in God, continue in your path, and never give up. Never give up.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
Pode tirar uma foto ali, uma foto.
Hyder.
Hey, what's up, Alex?
Man, how you feeling?
Feeling good. That was a dogfight for sure.
How tired were you in that third round?
I was incredibly tired. That's probably the most tired I've ever been.
So talk to me. What was the game plan going in the fight? That first round, everyone's so used to you throwing hands, but you decided to wrestle a little bit.
You know what? Yeah, I wanted to strike a little more. It's just the pacing of everything, and it just kind of got, you just kind of played by ear, and I guess that kind of happened. When I pushed him against the wall, I wanted to wrestle a little bit, and he's very sticky. It was hard to gain separation so I could strike. But yeah, we ended up getting a little more grappling exchanges than I'm accustomed to in my fights.
How do you feel about your performance?
You know what? I knew with his style it might have been a grinding kind of fight, not the performance I wanted. I always like to finish people, but I'm just glad I got the win. I'm glad I got the UFC contract.
You obviously missed weight yesterday. Were you nervous that the fight might not go through?
I knew it was going to go through. I knew, they asked if we still wanted to fight. Of course I wanted to fight. I knew that he lost the first battle, and I knew he was going to lose the second battle. And especially if it got to a dogfight, I knew I was going to have the mental edge right there.
Sitting back there waiting for your contract, how nervous were you?
I was very nervous. When you get a split decision like that, wasn't, most of my fights is very action-packed. I'm usually, at least if it's close, we're trading back and forth. I'm landing elbows and knees. Most of my fights are very exciting, and this fight was, if you know MMA, like Dana knows MMA, he can tell that, wow, a fight like that pace, that in the scrambles, that's a hard, exhausting fight, and it's all about heart and will when it's a fight like that,
For the casual fan who's never seen you fight before, and then they just see that fight, like, what do you tell them?
I'm gonna finish the next guy, okay? And my next fight, I'm really gonna put on the show, and that's not happening again.
When would you like to return?
I'm healthy. I'm ready to go. Give me a month, 2 months. Put me back in there.
Final thing is, like, we talked about it before. Like, there was a point in your career where you were like, you didn't know if you were going to fight again, and then you found Gilbert Melendez, and just how important has he been? And then just kind of you finally made it to the UFC after all the ups and downs.
I've had a lot of road bumps with injuries and things that have taken me from the path, plus COVID, and I was happy to find Gilbert Melendez. Kind of the world just brought me to his gym, and he's the fight commentary for LFA. He did the breakdowns. He has a great mind for MMA. I'm so happy to have him in my corner, and to train me up. And I'm blessed to be under his guidance.
Is there anyone else? Is there anybody that you'd like to fight in your debut?
Give me 1 or 2 fights, and then I want Arnold Allen. I want payback.
Congrats, man.
Thank you.
Congratulations on the contract. I saw you approach Dana there and ask for a picture, and you guys had a little words. What was the interaction like?
It was surreal. For him to say he got goosebumps, that made my probably my life, my world, because I've been watching him since I was a kid. Just to be face to face, have a conversation with him, to fight on his show, man, it's surreal. This whole thing almost was like an accident, like MMA and fighting, and somehow it found its way to me, and I just took it and went with it, and here I am now. I'm still undefeated, 8-0. I'm in the UFC, so let's send it.
Would you be able to expand a bit more on that accident? Like, how'd you get into the sport and ultimately end up here?
So I started fighting when I was a kid. I did have my first fight when I was 17. I got into trouble, and so I just did the college thing, tried to go to school and stuff like that. And I got fired from my job and needed to find. I needed to pay rent, and so I sent all these applications. And Gilbert's gym hired me, and I took that as a sign. At the time, I was over 200 pounds, and so I lost all the weight in like 2-3 months. Started fighting. I took it as a sign that maybe it's meant to be to get back into MMA, and that's why I'm saying it's surreal to be here already, like still undefeated in the UFC under the guidance of Gilbert Melendez, you know, and the scrap pack. That's Jake Shields, it's Nate Diaz, it's Nick Diaz, it's Dave Terrell. It's an amazing feeling.
And what a story. Congrats on that. And
Thank you.
putting the focus back on today, what surprised you most about your opponent in there?
It was a dogfight. Honestly, I knew that was gonna happen. I could have done a few more things, like moved my feet a little more, like I was planning. He hung in there longer than I thought he was, but I knew he was gonna break. No one wants it more than me, and I got a lot of heart, and I can push, and I'll keep pushing. And if Dana knows fighting, he knows at least with me, I will never quit. I'm always someone who's gonna keep fighting to the bitter end.
And lastly, you're the newest member of the UFC featherweight division. What's the message you have for the fellow featherweights in your division?
I'm coming.
Thank you.
Hell yeah.
You once said almost a year ago, give thanks for what you do have, you'll have more. How do you feel about that now, almost a year later?
Oh my God. I'm thankful for the moment. I'm thankful for everything. I'm in my 30s. I'm doing this. I almost left MMA, but I just gave it another shot with the support of my team and my family. And you know what? I'm here now, and I'm gonna make the most of it. And if you've seen my other fights, I put on a show every fight, and I usually finish people and stuff like that. So going forward, I expect more from me. Expect me to start putting in some shows there and start finishing people.
Take a seat within yourself. You got a lot to look forward to and to watch and to experience.
Thank you.
Congratulations.
Appreciate you.
Hi, here. Talking about your corner and talking about reflecting on just a year ago, you're always emphatic about your mindset. And being from the Bay Area, what's the mindset moving forward, entering the UFC into the newly featherweight division for you?
In the Bay Area, there's a lot of different little cultures. I grew up in San Rafael, Richmond, Vallejo, Oakland, San Francisco. I was the only person of my own. I'm mixed, like Filipino, Indian, Eurasian, whatever. And I grew up with, only person who wasn't white, only person who wasn't brown, only person who wasn't black. So I got to learn everyone's culture. So I feel like everyone is my people. And when you get all that knowledge and understanding, it makes you a more well-rounded person. So you bring that Bay Area mindset, that Bay Area swag, when you grow up in the Bay Area, you be dancing, you fight, you just do it all over there. And everyone who's really from the Bay, they feel me in that.
I feel you. I'm also from the Bay, so let me end you with this. Let me end you with this. What you gonna go do when you go back?
For the old school Bay Area, we can get hyphy. We're gonna have some fun. Hell yeah.
Yes, sir. All right. Congratulations. Thank you.
You the man. Thank you.
Well, congratulations. How are you feeling?
Thank you so much. I feel great. I am happy. And yeah.
Is this how you pictured this moment going? First round, getting everything exactly how you planned it?
I am coming here to knock this guy out, and I do it in the first round. For me, it doesn't matter. I can fight also 3 rounds, but I want to finish the fight early, and yeah, that's it. That was the plan, and I do it.
Was your opponent how you expected him to be, or were there any surprises? I know it wasn't very long in there, but
No, this guy fight 2 or 5, but I think this guy is middleweight or welterweight. He must go down because we are the real big guys, you know. I wish him all the best, and yeah.
do you have a turnaround date in mind? Do you want to get back in there pretty quick? Do you want to take a little bit of time?
You know, I am now in Vegas 5 weeks. I finish my preparation here, and now I fly back home and little holiday, then come back again soon.
What do you think the reception at home is going to be like? How do you think your family, your friends, fans are going to react to you when you get home?
You know, I was born in Turkey, and my country support me. I love this, and my father is here, my brother is here. My brother Moj, he come here with me, stay with me 5 weeks, and I am happy to have so good people around of me. And this is just the beginning. The future is big.
Is it normal for your family to be with you this long around, or was it just because this was such a big fight?
No, my father is my biggest supporter. Doesn't matter where I fight, this guy is coming and supporting me. And without this guy, I think I don't fight. And yeah, he was here. He is proud of me. I am proud of myself, to my family, for my country, and I'm really happy.
Does it feel like you're a UFC fighter yet, or do you feel like it's going to be when you walk in the cage as an official UFC fighter?
I believe that I want one day UFC fighter, and if I believe something, I go 100%. And now I sit here with this microphone UFC, and I'm happy.
I may have misunderstood you, but did you mention your mom in the video?
Yes.
What did you say about your mom?
I say, Mom, your son make the job done, and he's now in UFC.
Awesome. Thank you.
Thank you.
Ibo,
Hello,
congratulations.
bro. Thank you.
I saw you emphasize the term Turkish power. What does that mean? What does that phrase mean to you?
You know, if you do you eat Turkish food?
I haven't tried any yet, no.
Bro, you must do it, because if you eat Turkish food, then you get this knockout power.
What's the recommendations?
Turkish Adana, Turkish coffee. This is I love this both, and I eat Turkish food every day, and they give me energy, they give me power, and you know, that's something from my power.
I'll make sure to give it a try. But when you look at the light heavyweight division in the UFC, is there a specific name that comes to mind as someone you'd like to fight in your debut?
No, I don't think about other fighters. I have my team, my management, Al Abdelaziz. I talk to him, and step by step to the top.
And after a performance like that, what's the message you have for the rest of the light heavyweights?
I am coming for all of you, for all of you.
Awesome. Thank you.
Ibo, right here. You talked about how much impact your family has had on you and your journey. After the fight, your father was almost in tears on the result of your fight. Talk a little bit about not only his impact, but the journey that they've all attributed to what this point has come to.
You know, tam anlamadım. Ne dedi? Okay. You know, when I lost in 2020, some people, they believe me, they starting to not believe in me. And my family and my good friends around me, they believe me all time. And my father was the first guy, every day sporting man say, let's go train, you will be there, I believe in you. And I never stopped training. And now I am UFC fighter, and this guy is in front of me. And let's go. This is the most emotion for me, you know. After the knockout, I see his face, and you never can pay this moment, you know. And I am so happy for him, for my family.
And with that being said, what is your message to the young boys and girls back at home that are looking up to you and want to aspire to be like you one day?
Yeah, just keep working, never stop. Even you have injuries, don't stop to training. Training, believe in yourself, and you will do it.
Congratulations on the win and the contract.
Thank you so much.
You once suggested, enjoy the taste of success. How does it taste to you now?
How I can say? I am happy, but I sit here, I talk to but I am not realize this moment, maybe, I don't know, this was all my life my dream, and now I live my dream. I cannot say this in words, I am so happy, really.
Congratulations, and will you ever be moving to the U.S. full-time?
Ne dedi? I think I think with my I talk with my team about this because I am now here 5 weeks and I make my training preparation in extreme couture, and I love the gym, I love the people there, I love the coaches, and I think about to come here to stay here in Vegas.
It's a good idea, and we look forward to seeing more of you.
Thank you so much, sir. Thank you so much, guys.
Really?
I'll find out the name. Yeah, we should go. Let's go right after.
I feel like you have a couple people in mind.
Yeah, maybe.
Who's on the top of the list now? Please.
How you feeling?
I'm feeling great, man. I'm feeling. Number one, I'm actually very proud of myself because of, I was able to block all that negative talk, all that, talk about how I'm the underdog and just focus on what I need to do. Not focus on my opponent and how good he is or how technical he is. Focus on the steps that are going to make me win. And, a lot of times my coach is able to give me a simple game plan, like, hey, 1, 2, 3. But this fight was like 1 to a million. And there were so many things that could change. And I had to implement my coach's game plan to the very last detail. And because I'm fighting this type of opponent, I had to adjust also, because he could adjust as the fight goes. And so number one, I know this sounds a little cheesy. I am proud of myself for be able to do what I needed to do to every last detail.
I don't think it should be cheesy because that was a fantastic performance. You outstruck the guy that was supposed to outstrike you, and you made it look easy. So what was the game plan going into the fight?
The game plan was exactly what you saw. The game plan was strike because this guy's going to be so focused on the wrestling, and because he's a smart fighter, he's going to train for that. He's going to be so prepared for the wrestling, and he's never seen me switch my stance. I've been switching my stances in the gym for many years because I train out of Fortis MMA, and there's so many killers, and for each fighter I have to imitate a certain guy. I start to learn and adapt to these different styles, helping out my teammates, but it also adds to my striking performance, and I've been switching. And then coach this camp is like, listen, Abdul, you can't just, go for the takedown over here or do this or do that. You got to move to the right and switch southpaw, move to the left and do that, then just go change the tempo on him. But there was never this, all right, look, this is what you're going to go in and you're just going to do that. There was so many like A, B, C, D, and then under it there was like 10 points. And we still had to wrestle. We still had to strike. We had to, what I would say the biggest key was faking the wrestling and mixing the striking. And I felt like that threw him off. If you notice, every time I went down, he would drop his hand, like drop his hands and drop his body, because he was so prepared for the wrestling. And if I were to try to just go for the wrestling, it would have been harder to do that. And you know, and I could tell in his eyes, he was very shocked. Like I could tell from the beginning, his eyes changed like, whoa, this isn't what I was expecting. But he was trying to adapt, but the whole game plan was, I'm gonna keep it at such a high-paced fight that as he's trying to adapt, I'm changing. Like I'm not doing the same thing the whole time. I'm changing as well. So it's just this like, so much things to soak in. Like there's just so many things you could do for 15 minutes to keep changing it up. And I just had to do that. Like, my calves are on fire, and I'm blessed to have a coach like Coach Safe to just keep me going. As soon as I was like, oh man, I hit him with some good shots, I could like sit here for a second. He's like, start moving, do this and do that, don't get comfortable. Like even when I even felt myself, even when I would make my opponent miss, he'd check me. He'd be like, don't get cocky, because he knows like at any moment, you know, this is a fight. And I need that. You know, I need the coach that like sees every detail. And even though we're winning each round, even the last round, he was like, look, you're most likely up 2 rounds, but that doesn't matter. You got to beat him every 10 seconds of this last round. And that's what I had to do. And Coach Safe, man, if there's something about Coach Safe, he knows how to adapt to each fighter and how to make that fighter bring the best out of him. And boy, oh boy, he managed all this media, all this pressure, and he made me the most relaxed. Like I really don't know how to explain to you. I was sleeping backstage. I literally had to wake up to warm up just because of how calm I was. And that's because of him over and over for the last month making me calm. Like, you know, usually you got fighters, you know, the coach is like, you got this, you know, they hype him up. Coach has just been calming me down and just focusing on the details. And I feel like that's what I need. Like, I don't need that extra push, that extra motivation. I just need someone to give me the right details on what to do. And I'm very blessed to work with Coach Safe, Charles Bird, Kyle Crutchmer, and all the team that give me the details. But Coach Safe puts all those pieces of the puzzle together. And even this whole fight week, this whole morning, yesterday, he's just telling me, look, you just take this fight 5 seconds at a time, combo at a time. You just have to keep beating him. You just keep beating him one combo at a time. And that's what we did. And I don't know yet. I still need to watch the tape. But from what I've heard, that like, you know, Dana White and the matchmakers were like impressed the whole time. Like with every combo, they were reacting. And, you know, that's what I bring to the table. That's what I know I bring to the table. And I'm happy I was able to showcase it, because honestly, this whole time I was fighting today, I was just flowing. I was in that state where Coach kept telling me, to win this fight, you got to be in that flow state. You can't think about the takedown. You can't think about the punch. You can't think about anything. You just need to let it happen. And Coach, you know, no one knows you better than your coach. When they see you spar day in, day out, you know, as some fans and people that watch fights, they only see you perform. You might have a good performance, you might have a bad one. He sees what I truly am. And he's like, if you bring what you truly are, you will dominate this guy. And that's exactly what we were able to do.
Absolutely. Let's talk about, man, you got your UFC contract through all the ups and downs, all of the waiting, all of the times where you thought you deserved the call, but you just never got it. You waited. How does it feel to be a UFC fighter?
Man, it feels great, you know. It feels great. And as crazy as it sounds, you know, this was like, from what I've been hearing from all the media hype that I've been, you know, seeing, that this is the biggest contender fight, like non-UFC fight that's in the contenders. Like, how could these two be fighting each other in the Contender? And right now, I'm just listening to Coach's words, how, like you said, man, it's been such a long ride to get in here. I believe that I deserve to be in here since forever, but that doesn't matter because we're here today, we're here now, and I believe that God put me through everything, through the trials, through the losses, through the wins, through the injuries, and everything that I went through, the good and the bad, to make this moment count as like my moment, the biggest moment. You know, the hype, everything. And I'm just blessed right now to be a UFC fighter, and I just can't wait to bring this performance on the biggest stage in the world, because now I'm motivated more than ever to get even better and better. And that's why you saw me icing my face, because I'm already thinking about, okay, what I'm going to do next. Usually I'm just like, yeah, I don't care how I look, whatever. I'm just going to take a 3-month breaker. But now it's like, okay, I'm ready to get back.
Obviously, Abu Dhabi makes a lot of sense, but you have a lot of fans that travel. You're known for filling up stadium or filling up venues, right? So, like, do you want your first fight to be in Abu Dhabi, or do you want it to be here in America?
Look, don't get me wrong. Abu Dhabi is nice. It's cool. I love it. I'm just blessed to be in the UFC, and I'll be happy, you know, with whatever fight they want to give me, because no matter where I'm going to fight, my brother, I'm going to have a lot of fans there, no matter what. But, you know, UFC Abu Dhabi is just a cool event. It's like a big, like I see one of the biggest events of the year. It's like that main event, and I'd like to be part of that history, you know, because it was one of my dreams, not only to fight in the UFC. Like that's one of the dreams, is to get in the UFC, fight in the UFC. But it's like to fight in UFC Abu Dhabi. It's like, wait, I could fight in the UFC and Abu Dhabi, like my first fight. Like I could just get that right away. And if I have to wait until next year, like I don't have a problem with that. I'll fight like another 3-4 fights until then, you know. I'll fight wherever. I'm just blessed right now to be here in the present. And, you know, I'll take whatever they give me. I'm just happy to be here.
And finally, talked about it. Did you, in fact, steal that guy's hype?
Man, since the beginning, it was all my hype. It was all my hype. I believed in myself. My people believed in myself. My teammates, everyone believed in me. And, you know, much respect to him. I'm not trying to take his hype, because this is all mine. And now this is everyone that didn't know about me now knows about me. And now everyone's going to know not to bet against me. But I kind of still want them to do that, because it feels so good to train. And that, like, you know, I'm the type of person that when I'm the favorite and everyone's like, yeah, you're going to beat this guy, he sucks, I'll be like, no, like, he's good. Like, you know, like, I don't want it to seem like I'm already better than him. I like whenever they think he's better, because I know he's not. And I'm just like, oh, yeah, okay, you know. And then, boom, you know, surprise you. Like, you know, like that.
Congrats.
Thank you.
Abdul, right here.
Yes.
You've already touched on it a lot. There's a lot of emotion that's come from this. For you, this fight was very much, you exude the energy of it. It was vindictive. It was relentless. What is the best version of you?
Man, the best version of me is I could just keep going and finding the keys to win this fight, you know. I fought 5-round fights. My opponent fought 5-round fights. We're both very high-paced fighters. And he just kept, I saw a couple of videos of him talking about, like, how, you know, he's knocked people out in the 4th round and he doesn't get tired. And I was like, well, guess what? Like, I don't get tired either. I'm just going to keep fighting until, you know, I get the win. And then there was a lot of times where I felt like I had rocked him in the fight. But I was like, I'm not in a hurry. Like, I swear, I was enjoying the fight. Like, it was fun. And that's why a little bit of that cockiness started to come out, and then my coach would just be like, stop. Because I was really enjoying it. Like, that's me having fun. Like, you know, it's like, you're so tough. Like, you hit body shots. Like, all right, hit me in the body. Like, try to catch me. Oh, you're trying to kick me in the face? Like, try to kick me in the face. Like, I really wasn't being cocky. I was in the moment, and I was just enjoying the fight. But, you know, also it's also smart to have a coach to bring you back to, like, hey, just focus on the fight right now. Don't do anything stupid. Like, you already did everything right. don't mess it up right now. So it's like a good mix of that. The best version of myself is like keeping that high pace, and I could just find that finish when I need it. And yeah, I just when towards the end of the fight in the third round, I just wanted to have him down on the ground just to be like, you know what? And I still got you down.
Congratulations on the win and the contract.
Thank you.
Over here. You mentioned you had the flow state during the fight. I observed that as well. How important is it to be in a flow state in a big moment like that?
Man, it's the most important thing for any fighter. Like, to bring out the best version of yourself, you have to be in that flow state. And the way I looked at it was, you know, this is just a sparring session. And, you know, it's just a few things like, you know, I usually like stare down my opponent. I'm usually the aggressive guy. I'm usually, you know, and coach was just like, hey, calm down. Like, when we say this is sparring, do you go to sparring and just look down at your teammates like you're going to kill them? No, you're chill. This is a Tuesday morning. And then like even backstage before I was about to walk out, you know, we kind of connected eyes and I looked at him and the coach looked at me. He's like, hey, calm down. Don't look at him like that. Like, don't worry about it. And then like, you know, and then when he came in the cage, I was like, you know what? Let's go. Let's flow. So he started to like look at me doing his like, you know, his eyes. I looked at him like very calm and then I just gave him a little smile. And then I was like, you know what? Let's touch hands. Because I don't really touch hands because I'm just like the first time we're going to touch is me hitting you. You know, we're not friends over here. But then I was like, you know what? Let's touch hands. Not for him, but for me to just be like, you know what, Abdul, you're chill. You're cool. You're just going to spar. And that helps me find the angles and find all that stuff. So, you know, I just keep bringing it back to my coach because he made me do these things. Like I could think about it and do it the first minute or two, but as soon as I start to hit my opponent and I see that blood, like that Abdul in me comes out, you know? And then he made me like the whole time like calm down, hit, and move. Take your angles. Keep switching. So I'm not going to give you guys too much of that stuff. But you're saving half the book. But you see, the thing is, Coach Safe is such a genius that it's never the same. So I could literally tell you everything about today, and next time you're going to see a totally different person.
Yeah, I agree. And like you said, you mentioned your opponent there, and obviously we all know the hype he had going into this. And it seemed like people counted you out before the fight even started. What's the message you have to other athletes out there that may feel like they're counted out at times?
Look, guys, the only thing that's going to stop you from achieving your dreams is yourself. People could say whatever they want out there. That won't change anything that happens inside the octagon. And that's the same thing where people could tell you everything you want to hear, and that's not going to help you win either. You have to put in the work. You have to believe in yourself. And, you know, this camp brought out the best version of me, and I loved it. And, you know, fighting a skilled guy like George Hardwick, he's a very respectful person. And I know he's going to be in the UFC. Like, I know he's going to be in the UFC one day. Just everyone, just when people bet against you, use that as motivation. And even if you hear that over and over and over, like, no. Use it as motivation. Don't let it make you feel depressed. Don't let it make you feel like, you know, like something negative. Like, use it as fire. Use it as like, oh, I can't do this? Okay, just watch me. And to be honest, I really wasn't even thinking about that. Like when I was walking by the TV, I saw myself, I was like, oh, I'm on TV. And then they're about to put on like the betting stuff. I was like, I don't even want to look at it because I'm not even focused on it. Like, my whole focus wasn't like, bet against me and you'll see that. Like, that just came out after the fight. The whole camp, I knew I was going to win. And I screenshotted like a topology thing. It said 95% my opponent is going to win, 5% for me. And I just like laughed at it. I was like, these people don't know me. You know what I mean? Like, you can't know me and really bet against me. Then I'm like, sometimes I'm like, wait, do they actually know me and still think I'm like that 5%? But I'm like, nah, like, they don't know. They just know him, but they don't know what I'm bringing. So, yeah, believe in yourself.
That's awesome. And last one for me, when you look at that stacked lightweight division that you're the newest member of, is there a message you have for all the fellow fighters in that division? And is there someone specific you'd like to see standing across from you in your debut?
Nothing yet. I don't know. I mean, now it's time to really start looking into that, and I'll just be excited, man. I'll just be excited to fight and build my way up. You know, I want to build a nice name for myself. I want to collect performance bonuses each event because, you know, my style, I believe, is very exciting, and I just want to win in like nice, dominant fashions.
Awesome. Congratulations.
Thank you.
Abdul, do you believe that you've come full circle in your life right now?
Can you please explain that to me?
Do you believe that everything that you worked for, everything you've worked hard towards, brought you to this moment?
That is exactly what I believe. And I knew since I got this fight, since I got this moment, this is exactly where I needed to be and how it was supposed to happen. Like now I was just thinking about all those days that I've been through. And funny thing, you mentioned that one of my best friends, and he's my corner today, Saad Awad, was mentioning that to me. He's like, you just got to know that everything you went through, your entire life and career, has brought you down to this moment. And this is moment, you know, it's going to count. And you're going to be so proud by the end of it. And thank you, Saad, for being there for me all the time and always supporting me. Because, you know, he's that guy where I'd be like, yo, Saad, you know, like they just signed that guy. I'm better than that guy. You know, they did this, they did that. And he's like, bro, your time is coming. Trust me, your time is coming. Just believe in yourself. Just keep doing what you're doing. And then, you know, I'd take a fight, I'd win, and I'm like, all right, it's my time now. And then time would pass, and it didn't come. Take another fight, and I'm just like, what's going on? And he'd keep me at bay. So thank you, Saad, and this is it. This is the beginning.
And then lastly, what's on the menu, steak or pancakes?
So I have my guys right now at the steakhouse waiting for me. Pancakes was this morning, and it's definitely steak and hopefully some donuts and a lot of goodness.
Congratulations.
Thank you so much.